Welcome back to Ray County. I'm BP, and we're here to help a farm in need. Good morning, guys. Just went out to get a coffee and get some breakfast. Was talking to Todd over at the dealership, and exciting news on the farm. Woke up this morning and the soybeans are ready to harvest. I gotta figure out how we're gonna get that done. And I was asking Todd what his thoughts were, and he said there are a couple guys over at the co-op that can and have been tagging in and helping out when they can. So I think I'm in the right spot. There's a whole lot to do. Look at that, guys. Accidentally found the animal dealer on Ray County. That's a joke for those that know. But over here at the co-op, I'm going to try to find somebody and see if maybe they can send someone over to help get that field harvested today while I work on some other projects. So I'm going to run inside, maybe over here. Yeah, I'll go inside. I'm going to talk to some guys. I'll be right back. Okay, got in there and found a guy named Mik that has been over on the farm a couple times, and he said he's getting off work this afternoon and he'd come over and drive the combine if I'd help him with the carting and try to get that harvested and figure out what we're going to do with it. So have the morning to get a couple of projects done. Need to figure out getting the yard cleaned up a little bit and getting better access. I'm not happy getting my truck scratched coming in and out of the farm, and just getting any of the equipment moving with so overgrown is a problem. So let's head back to the farm, get the yard cleaned up a bit, see what else we can get into this morning, and we'll see when Mik shows up this afternoon to help with the harvest. So, quick update on the series. This is, if you guys read the notes, going to be a mini series. Not sure exactly what that means, but it's not going to be a full-blown 50-plus episode series. Just trying to try out some new things. Wanted to have some fun with a little bit of different kind of content. So the primary purpose is to get into some new mods and try some things that make the gameplay a little bit harder. So as you can see, episode 2 here, we do have the vehicle HUD, the tachometer on, and I'm going to play without a HUD for the series except for the vehicle part, because we're playing with a couple of critical mods that you guys really need more information on to be able to see. The first is the advanced damage mod, which is going to have a big effect on vehicle wear, maintenance, how long it takes to repair things, the cost, that kind of stuff. And any issues we run into with the vehicles are going to show up on that tachometer HUD in the bottom right hand corner. So that's the only HUD we're going to have on. Everything else is going to be turned off. Still be doing almost everything in first person here just like this, driving in vehicles and all that kind of stuff. Additionally, we are running realistic livestock, we're running realistic weather, we're running manual attach for all of our implements. Here I am talking and not paying attention and missed our turn already. So we'll see where this one goes, but an exciting new series here on Ray County. Let's get into it. So heading out to get my coffee this morning. This is where I saw our soybean field is ready to go. It's not a pretty soybean field, but it is ours and it is ready to harvest. So we're going to get after it this afternoon with Mik and have him help us get this done. I got to figure out, we didn't even try turning on the harvester yesterday, so I was not expecting to be using it this quickly, but the soybeans are ready, and that means we have got to get after it. So first order of business, we got to get a yard. It's so overgrown. We got to figure out what's working, what's not. You got to be able to access things. So we're going to get the mulcher out of the barn, try to figure out how that thing works, and then get after getting the drive and the yard cleared up. So first thing, and these trees and shrubs are driving me nuts over here, coming in, scratching up the truck. So let's get after it and get those done. Just gonna head over and grab the tractor. Did get the bednar, the mulcher pulled out just a little bit this morning. Put a little grease on it, just trying to keep things operational around here. I was talking to Todd before I went over to the co-op, and he was giving me a little history on some of these tractors. Apparently, the International here is the high horsepower tractor. We're sort of trying to get some input onto what tractors can pull which things and whatnot, so I'm going to have to figure that out. So we talked a little bit about the advanced damage system. You'll see down in the bottom right-hand corner, we have a blue indication the motor is still cold, which means that during the time before the motor warms up, it is under heavier wear and load if we start doing stuff. Also, this tractor has an oil level light, which is yellow, which is cautionary, means we probably should get it addressed. I'm going to have to figure out how we're going to do that, but for right now, we have to get some work done. And then we're going to have to start figuring out how we're going to make enough money to afford to be able to get this stuff fixed and running. But for right now, we'll jump in here, connect it. Let's get the PTO done. Let's get the hydraulic lines done. It is a tight squeeze. I'm not sure. They must have brought that in through the other door. So I was looking at this thing this morning. It seems like there are a couple of settings, and we're just gonna have to sort of figure out. It mows, it mulches. It does seem to have a bit of a windrower. So yeah, now we're windrowing, so I don't think that's it. Let's see if we switch some stuff around. Can we get it to do the mulching? There we are, mulching. That is what we want. Alright, so let's get this picked up. We're going to need to get a path cleared to the pigsty. I did grab my chainsaw off the truck this morning. We're going to have a path down here to the slurry. Just running a little bit of a cut down here. Trying to get rid of something so overgrown. Give us a little path back this way towards the farm. It was an interesting talking to Todd this morning as well. He's been so helpful. Guy seems to know just about everything about everybody and what's going on. He was saying that there are occasionally locals looking for some work. Might be a way for me to get a little bit of money and try to keep the food on the table here and maybe even get a little money back for the farm. But we're going to have to have our equipment up and running first. So let's get this one cut down. And the mulcher should take care of small stumps. We're going to have to watch that one and sort of see where it... Alright, so there, it hit the front of it, so let's get it up on top. And I think it went right through that one. Alright, so all this area in front of the barn really feels like it needs to be cleaned up. Well, didn't quite get rid of the stump. Let's see if we get it this pass. Might just be too wide. Let's try swinging over a little bit. See if we can't get it to cooperate a bit. There it is. Maybe we gotta turn the settings up again. There we go. Now we're getting rid of it. Alright. Hate to say it, but look at us making progress quickly in the beginning of the day. Alright, so we got to come back through here. Got to be careful. Got a lot of equipment sticking out with the John Deere and the header. Don't want to hook anything with our mulcher. All this area in front of this barn. I don't know if we'll use this barn, but we have got to get this cleaned out. Right, maybe we can swing in here and try to take out some of this brush in front of the house. There we go. Alright, let's not hit the shed. Yeah, can't work on stuff we can't see. These trees are going to have to go. Those chopped. Alright, that one's done. And grab this one as well. There we go. Get most of those cut down. Loving the mulching feature on this thing. Absolutely great for just destroying everything. Up, I think we lost. So we're getting rid of all the shrubs, but we're not getting rid of the grass anymore. May have to change that. Let's see if we can get. I think we're right on those stumps. Can we get on top of them? Can we make them go away? Not quite. Alright, let's do this. See if we get back to our regular mulching. Yep, we're back on grass cutting. I'm going to have to write down these controls at some point. Help me remember them all. Alright, last one. No, we don't want to hit the rooster. Swing by and give him a little bit of space. Alright, I think we get this area in front of the sheds cleared. Gonna have to go back this way. We did get the big shrubs cleared out from in here, but we want everything knocked down. Just about done. Yep, there is the stump. Oh, and great, we're on mowing, which is not what we wanted. It's new equipment. New to us equipment is definitely a challenge. Alright, what are we getting caught on here? Yeah, the saw, we may have to get the chainsaw back out and just grind that one up a little bit more, because it is not working the way we want it to. Mulch up all the grass we mowed. Third time's the charm. I mean, I said we could bale it, but it's so full of weeds. I'd feel bad giving it to anybody to run. Alright, let's jump on out here. And let's see about maybe just grinding this stump up with our chainsaw. Mulcher's not going to get it. And go. Perfect. And all we have to do is finish up this little bit of the yard here. And then we got to go cut the driveway back. I think we are cooking with gas, as they say, folks. We are in good shape. Alright, man, here we go. This is the part that has been driving me nuts with the truck. Look how much better that is. Alright, we got to cut some stuff and maybe throw some bushes, throw some sticks back in the woods. Let's see. Grind it, push it back into the woods. That'll work. This one, same thing. Cut everything down, push it back into the woods, and away we go. Okay, trying to stay out of the soybean field, even though it's probably not going to hurt it. We'll probably end up mulching that field with this anyways. We do want to try to keep stuff going. Alright, so we may have to... Oh, that tree's not going to make it either. Let's go. Cut it, push it back into the woods. Regain our driveway. That chainsaw doing good work. Alrighty. Feel like we are making good progress. I don't think we really need to do this section, but it will be nice to have the path, the driveway cleaned up a little bit. We're going to loop it. We're going to stay out of that guy's field as best we can. Make sure we're staying out of our field as best we can. Got to watch where we're driving. This is looking so much better already. Do need to take care of a couple more of these shrubs on the inside edge. Be careful we don't drive into anything. All right, let's see if we turn the blade on. There we go. Just keeping it all. Man, that is so much nicer. Having the driveway nice and wide. Look at that. This is great. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. I think that's it. We got an oil leak on this thing, so let's... There's a spot to throw it over here. Maybe we just back it up. Yeah, I guess we can put it in there. Go explore our handiwork a little bit. And then we got to figure out what's going on with the big equipment. Because the harvester has to be ready this afternoon, and that is coming on fast. Alright. Perfect. Give it a little pull up. Turn it off. Get everything disconnected. Start with the hoses, PTO, and there we go, all situated. So next order of business, does the New Holland start? Does it have fuel? Does it have power? All kinds of good questions. So, okay, has some fuel. That looks good so far. Oh, she turns over nicely, okay. Okay. This is nice. Only light on the dash is that she's running cold. Got to get warmed up a little bit. That's okay. Go ahead and drive up. And let's get connected. Get her up off the ground. And I think we just take this down to the field and be ready for when Mik comes to help. Like I said, he said he'd be by after work. I do think we're going to have to... We didn't get rid of this guy with the mulcher. Cut it up and grind it up into pieces with the chainsaw. At least get it out of the way. So I'm thinking we should cut into the field so we're not blocking the driveway. So let's go ahead and get unfolded here. And drop this guy down. And just get on to the field and out of the way. Probably should be dropping a straw swap, right? Yeah, we are. Okay, so he's all set. I wanted to start him this way. Is there a lot of room on the field to go? I'm just concerned if we have to empty on the outside, there won't be enough room. So we're gonna turn him off and just be ready for when Mik shows up in a little bit to get that done. While we're waiting, man, guys, so much nicer being able to get up here without all of those weeds. I want to take a look at the Ford. It's making me nervous. I don't know what we're going to be able to do with it. Okay, so it has just the tiniest bit of fuel in it. It looks... Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Wow, that barely started. Okay, it's got red warning lights on the dash. The fuel's blinking. Okay, well let's try to get it. Can we just get it out of the weeds? Man, it doesn't even want to drive. Look at that. That is... I'm giving her the business here. I mean, maybe we should not pull this at all on the back. Let's get the hydro lines disconnected, and then let's get... Okay, that's disconnected. This thing, oh. Yeah, we are rolling backwards. Let's just get it parked by this tree. This looks not good, guys. We're gonna turn it off. I don't want to drive it with a red light on the dash. That seems like a recipe for disaster. So it's out of the trees, it's out of the woods, but I don't know that we can drive the Ford anytime soon. Alright, what do we want to do our karting with? I feel like the International did well this morning. Let's check here. Decent amount of fuel. Got a tiny bit. Okay, we fired right up. Alright, we're cold, but that's okay. Not a problem. Alright. Little orange is up and running. Wonder if we hook the grain cart. Get ready for Mik to show up. And go from there. The open cab might be a little bit dusty with the harvest, but we will get it done. So, alright, in the tree, everything is parked up in the overgrowth. Go ahead and get it connected. Is there even a hydraulic line to connect? I mean, that one looks like it might, but I don't think it's going to reach. It does. Okay. We have the one we need. Well, I'm gonna go get staged and probably come back and grab some lunch, and I'll see you guys when Mik gets here and he's ready to go. But the orange tractor is... What even is this tractor? I have to even look at it. Old Universal 650. Not a bad looking tractor. I'm gonna grab some lunch. And Mik should be here shortly, and we'll start working on the soybean harvest. I'll see you guys after lunch. Well, there goes Mik. He showed up a little while ago after he got off at the co-op and is heading around the field. I'm going to run grain cart and get this stuff taken back to our silo until it's a good time to store. I did bring my drone, so I'll throw the drone up and put it on chase and try to get some footage of what's going on, because I'm not entirely sure how exciting it's going to be with the GoPro in the cab. So we'll give the old drone a try. I got the batteries charged last night, so should be good to go. So far, the Universal running strong. Quite happy with it. So I'll grab some footage, and I'll meet up with you guys once we've gotten a good chunk of this done. See you guys in a minute. We are wrapping up just in the nick of time. It is just starting to drizzle here on the field, so good to have the harvest behind us. The little orange tractor did well. I will say that I'm not sure the dual rears are a great choice. The pipe on the New Holland harvester is not very long. Did learn that our gravity bin holds about 16,000 liters, and it looks like we had about 12,000 liters or 16,000 liters in the silo already, so we have 32,000 so far. And to see how much we get off this field, guess about 9,000 liters more now. That's a pretty good harvest. It was a big field, didn't expect much because the field was in rough shape, and I will say the yield was not great, but we did get it done. Thank you, Mik. He'll go park that up at the field for me. I told him if he's left it up there for me, I'd grab it later. Mik was a huge help in getting that done. Would have been a very big project to do it by myself, and he is one of the guys who's been helping out here on the farm, trying to keep it going for people. So appreciate him stopping by. Let's head on over and get the soybeans dumped in. Pulled another 9,700 liters out, so we're 25,000 liters of soybeans off this field. Not great for the size of the field, but hey, we'll take anything we can get. The pigs can have some soybeans if they need to, so we can get all of that figured out. So we're going to get this stuff put away, get the tractor put back in the shed, and go from there. I mean, it's getting late in the day. You guys can see the sun is getting low. It's getting rainy. Been another long day on the rescue farm. May just go grab some dinner and try to get a good night's sleep. I think tomorrow we're going to need to do two things. One, we're going to have to find a way to make some money. I think first and foremost, we have to be making some money. Let's jump out. You guys can see the gravity bin emptying over here. So I don't know if we try to find some work with some of the locals or sell something on the farm, but that leads us to part number two. We need to get into fall field work, and you know, the big soybean field that's all withered needs to be plowed up, and I think the only implement big enough to do that is going to be that Ford, and I think that's going to be a very, very expensive proposition. So we need to get some money coming in. We do have the $25,000 line of credit over at the shop that we can use to get the repairs done. But even if we do that, we have to figure out how we're going to pay it back. So, yeah, that's sort of a short-term solution to a long-term problem. I'm going to get the gravity bin disconnected over here. Get that cord taken off, and now let's disconnect it from the tractor. Perfect. Let's go get this guy out of the rain. So, day 2 on the rescue farm. Pretty good. Pretty good. Got the yard back. We can finally actually see what we're doing. Probably need to do a little more over time, but that first cut, just knocking down all the stuff that was head high, is absolutely a huge benefit. So we are looking good for that. The animals are still all fed from yesterday. They're doing well. We met Mik in town at the co-op. He was a huge help today. Todd at the shop has been giving us good advice, and we're doing well. So another good day on the farm. Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to drop a like and turn on notifications for new videos. Channel memberships are available if you'd like to support my content further, and channel members do get early access to upcoming